Hello guys and gals, Buffalo here. I've got kind of a follow-up video on the Taurus TX22. It's been a while since I did that initial review, and I've gotten several comments and questions in that video. In that review video, the only thing that I really mentioned that I didn't care for was the sights, particularly the front sight. Mine was just a little bit bad molded. The front sight was just a little bit canted, and it was sitting in the hole straight, but it was just kind of the way the front sight, they're plastic sights, and the way it was molded, it was a little canted. And the sight also shot loose on me on that review video, so it kind of got off to a bad start with the sights, but I liked everything else about the gun. And I've gotten a lot of comments and questions about what did I ever do about the sight, since that video's getting some age on it now. And what I did, I replaced the front sight with a fiber optic from Lakeline LLC. Just an inexpensive fiber optic front sight, but I really like it. It really seemed to do the trick. Here's a look at it. Don't know how well you can see it, but it's a 7075 aluminum, milled aluminum front sight, and then it comes with the fiber optic light pipes. It comes with three colors. It comes with green, orange, and red. I use the red. You just trim them to length, stick them in the sight, and then melt the ends with like a cigarette lighter, and it kind of just melts just enough to hold it in there. So not a bad sight for 20 bucks. Those actually go for $20 with shipping and tax and all that. I think it came to around 25 bucks for that sight. And here's the spare fiber optic tubes that came with it. Got the green, the orange, and the red in there. And there's my factory front sight that I removed from the pistol. But that's the only thing I've done to it. I haven't done any real modifications to the pistol other than changing that front sight. But another question I get a lot was, what holster was that? Or what holster are you using? And that is a Forge Tech. Let's stick that in my pocket. That's a Forge Tech holster. Just 80 thousandths Kydex. Got the combat loop clip option. You can get these with a paddle option. And this cost me about 40 bucks. I'll link to both these products in the description of this video. But this cost me about 40 bucks. You can get it cheaper if you opt for the paddle. But I like that combat loop. You can actually open that up and put it right on your belt without ever taking your belt off. And for what I use this Taurus TX22 for, that works out really good for me. It's an outside the waistband holster. I used to carry inside the waistband almost 90% of the time, and the older I get, the more that's reversed. I carry almost exclusively outside the waistband these days. I will carry inside the waistband in certain situations, but this is an outside the waistband holster, and I use it to run drills and things with. Just practicing with the 22. That clip, not only does it open up so you can put it on your belt, it does adjust. This bar here snaps in and out, and you can adjust it for your belt width. Am I saying that right? But pretty good little holster. I'm sure you guys have your favorites, and a lot of people just use whatever holster they have laying around, whether it be for a Glock 19 or an M&P or whatever, and they make it work. And you can do that if it's a soft holster, but there's something nice about having a holster that's molded exactly for the gun you're carrying. And so that's what I'm using, Forge Tech, and the front sight is Lakeline LLC. So, and neither one of these products were given to the channel. These are things that I bought on my own dime. For some people that makes a difference. I treat every product, if somebody gives me something, I try my best to treat it just like I had bought it, but for some people that does make a difference. And both of these items are things that I bought. Neither one of these were given to the channel in exchange for me saying something nice about them or anything like that. Neither company even knows that I'm mentioning them in this video. So I did want to go ahead and say that, but while I'm out here, let's do a little shooting. So that's pretty much all I got to say. This is a very short video, so let's throw some shooting in here. We'll head down to the range and do a little plinking. I've got some of this Remington 22 Viper. I've got several cases of this stuff. I'm going to shoot some of it through the Taurus TX22 today. It's just a copper washed truncated cone bullet, and it is hyper velocity ammunition. Got a couple of magazines loaded up. Shoots it just fine. That little gun is just a lot of fun. I should mention that I did have to do a little hand fitting with this front sight. I just took a small file and filed just a small amount from the portion of the sight that sits down into the slide to get a good snug fit. I didn't want to, it was really tight, and I didn't want to drive it into the slide and risk damaging my aluminum slide. So I just took a little bit off the sight and got a good snug fit that way. Should have mentioned that in the opening segment of the video, but I forget sometimes. Believe it or not, I'm not perfect. So let's do a little more shooting. I've got both magazines loaded back up again. I wish I could load them as quickly as they seem to empty. Got a failure to feed. Malfunctions do occur with this gun. I don't want to try to mislead anybody into thinking they don't, but they are very rare. Don't happen very often. Guys, these TX22s are great little pistols, or at least the one I've got is. I can vouch for it. Glock is coming out with their Model 44 22 pistol. It should be hitting store shelves soon. And I'll probably end up getting one. But I can tell you right now, they've already said the Glock is kind of based on the Glock 19. That means that this pistol is, I can tell you without even handling the Glock, that this has better ergonomics. And from the factory, much better magazine capacity. I don't know why Glock chose to go with the low cap magazines. Don't really understand that decision. Maybe they'll offer higher capacity magazines later on, and I'm sure some aftermarket companies will take advantage of that and fill that gap. But as it stands, the Glock's going to come out with 10 round magazines, which kind of the Taurus set the bar too high for them, I believe. Taurus came out with this pistol last year. It's also a striker fired 22 pistol, and they just kind of set the bar too high for Glock. That's kind of the way I see it. Maybe they'll catch up, I don't know. Shoot these targets, they're probably what, 42, 43 yards. Now, I don't want you guys to take me wrong when I was talking about the Glock, the new Glock 22, the Glock 44 in 22, I should say. I'm a Glock fan. I've been accused of being a Glock fanboy many times in some of my past videos, whatever a fanboy is, but it's not nothing I'm ashamed of. I think Glock revolutionized the way striker-fired polymer frame pistols are marketed. They didn't invent it, but they revolutionized it. And nobody can ever take that away from them. I carry a Glock 19 often. What are you doing? Look at this. Hello there. I carry a Glock 19 often, and that's where the Glock 44 22 long rifle pistol will shine, is for those people that carry a Glock 19, because it's made ergonomically exactly like the Glock 19. So that's the only thing it'll have over on the Taurus TX22, in my opinion. Now, I'll probably end up buying a Glock 44 and 22 long rifle just because I like Glocks, and I'm a huge fan of 22 pistols. I've got many 22 pistols, and I will probably add that one as well. So don't take me wrong when I'm saying I'm not exactly putting down the Glock 44. I'm just saying they show up late to the party every time. Just like, you know, we had the single stack 9 movement there, where we had the Shield, the Taurus CM9, all these single stack pistols, and then Glock shows up years late with the Glock 43 and doesn't really bring anything to the party. They just show up late. They're not fashionably late, they're just late. And Taurus beat them to the draw on the striker fired 22 long rifle in the same fashion. So that's all I'm trying to say. Well, I'd like to do some shooting here, but some of my chickens have invaded my little shooting range. So I'm going to clear these guys out, then we'll shoot the target. Whew! I tell you what, chasing chickens is a young man's sport. No wonder Mick had Rocky chasing that chicken in that movie. That's an extreme sport. A couple of things just dawned on me while I was sitting here shooting that I didn't show you guys about the holster there at the first of the video. It does have adjustable retention via these 2 screws right here. Now, I just left it the way it was right out of the box. Pistol clicks in nice and firm, just the way I like it. And this belt loop has a variety of holes in it, so you can cant the holster if you prefer your holster canted. Again, I just left mine as it was, straight out of the box. And that's all I got for today, folks. I'll talk at you again soon.